Exercise 5A. Exciting or boring? Match the adjectives. Exciting, letter D. The opposite of, or same meaning of exciting, not boring. The opposite of exciting, boring. So exciting is not boring. Then what we have easy, relaxing, and safe. We have to match with not stressful, not difficult, not dangerous. Nelly, easy.
Easy. No stressful. A.
Not, not really. What is the opposite of easy?
Ah. Easy. C. Not dangerous.
The opposite of easy is dangerous?
Not dangerous.
Not difficult.
Yes, the opposite of
Okay. B.
difficult. So the same meaning is not difficult. B. Yes. Not difficult is a synonym of easy. Not boring is a synonym of exciting. If we eliminate the nots, it's the opposite. The opposite of exciting, boring. The opposite of easy, difficult. Yes? So now, the opposite of relaxing, Gabo.
Boring. Not boring.
Not really. The opposite of relaxing,
Not stressful. Stressful.
yes, it's A, stressful. Or the same meaning, not stressful. Mhm. And Mauricio, safe. The opposite of safe, or the
Not
same,
dangerous.
not dangerous. Yes?
Not dangerous.
Safe. The opposite is dangerous. Polanco is safe. Tepito is dangerous. English is exciting. Mathematics is boring. English is easy. Spanish is difficult. Sleeping is relaxing. Working is stressful. Okay? Questions with these adjectives?
No
No.
questions.
Perfect. Very good. Okay. Let's continue now with exercise B. Here we have 8 reactives here. Write in each sentence 2 different ways. So we have an actor's job is exciting. So the first option, an actor has with verb to have in the form of has. An actor has an exciting job. Or negative, an actor doesn't have a boring job. So in number 2, we have a security guard has a boring job.
Security guard's job is easy.
A security guard, guard, yes?
Maybe a security guard doesn't have a boring job.
No, because you have has in the first sentence. So
Okay.
you need affirmative and negative. In this case, the negative is a security guard isn't. This is the negative. Yes, not doesn't. Isn't. The opposite of boring, exciting. So, affirmative, negative of is, isn't. Boring, the opposite of boring, exciting. If I use verb to be in the beginning, I change for has in the second option. If I have has, I have to change for verb to be in the second option. Yes? That's the idea. In this case, is. I have is. The sentence is with has. Has and doesn't have the negative. In number 4, we have again is. I have to use has. But in number 5, I have has. So I have to use is. A security guard job is. Or Amanda's apartment is. So this is the idea, guys. We will check your answers in 4 minutes. Please hurry up. Okay, guys, so let's start checking. Number 3, let's start with Oscar, number 3.
Paul has a dangerous job.
Yes.
Paul doesn't have easy job.
Safe. The opposite of dangerous is safe, not easy.
Okay. Paul doesn't have a safe job.
Yes, exactly. No es que el otro esté mal, pero estamos usando ahorita los opuestos, ¿ok?
Okay.
Perfect. Miros, number 4.
Or from Dex, Ham has pressure, como depresión. Pressure. Y from Dex.
Tenemos que usar el mismo adjetivo que está en la oración, Miros. Entonces decimos,
okay.
From desk has a stressful job.
Stressful job. Stressful
Job.
job.
O en la segunda,
from
desk,
from desk red doesn't have body.
Doesn't have. El opuesto de stressful es relaxing. Doesn't have a relaxing
Sí.
job.
Ya me cayó el 20. Thank you.
Okay, perfect, you're welcome. Brian, number 5.
Perfect. Ahí yo medio me confundí, pero a ver. Le puse, es que dice que Amanda has a small apartment. Amanda a big apartment.
Gabo, number 6.
Christina have big house. Christina's has dozen. Christina's have a big house.
Cristina es she, Gabo. So Cristina has.
Cristina has, yes,
No,
Cristina has.
has
Es que empecé con Cristinas.
no
¿Está
puede
bien o
ser.
no?
No,
Ok.
porque
Entonces,
diciendo Cristina es tener.
ok. Cristina
Cristina
has, es que era ahí donde tenía. Cristina has a big house. Cristina doesn't a small house.
Hacen.
A small es pequeño, ¿cuál es? Cristina does have a small car.
Doesn't have a small house. Nelly, number 7. Your microphone, Nelly.
Yes. Brenda has a talkative brother. Él sería Brenda's is a quiet brother. No, y Brenda's has a talkative brother.
Brenda's brother. No, Brenda's brother is
a talkative brother. Okay. Brenda's brother isn't quiet? No.
Serious?
quiet or serious. Maybe. Brenda's brother isn't quiet. Yes. Okay. Morta.
Okay. My job is easy. My easy job is. My job is not easy. I have.
My job has AC.
I have.
I have.
My job.
I have a job.
And easy.
I have
an easy job. I don't have a difficult job. Page 48, exercise 6. Write sentences with your opinion about each job. For example, athlete. An athlete has an exciting job. An athlete's job isn't boring. You can use one or the other. So, mechanic. Gabo. A mechanic what?
A mechanic has a difficult job.
Okay, so we say a mechanic.
A mechanic
Has a difficult
job.
Yes.
A mechanic A mechanic job isn't easy.
Perfect. El opuesto de. So continue with numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6. We will check your answers in 3 minutes. Hurry up. Okay, Brian, number 3.
An artist has a relaxing job. An artist's job isn't boring.
An artist has an exciting job. Okay, perfect. And
An artist's job
an artist's job.
isn't boring.
Perfect. Very good. Jesus, 4.
And scientist has job dangerous?
Okay, in this case it's A because scientist is with, consonant. A scientist.
Scientist has job dangerous?
Has a dangerous. The adjective
And dangerous job?
in English, yes.
Okay.
And then number 2.
And scientist
A scientist.
have doesn't job?
No, a scientist's
Easy
job.
job
A
have
scientist's job isn't.
isn't easy fácil.
No.
Say
Perfect.
Thanks.
Miro, number 5.
A plumber has laborious. Y en la posición es a plumber's jobs. It's easy.
Okay, so yes, just remember a plumber has a
Laborious.
laborious job. You need to mention what? A laborious job.
Okay, thank you. So,
Then
a plumber's
a plumber's job.
job is not
Easy.
easy.
Perfect. And Oscar, number 6.
and report or reported.
A reporter.
And reporter has an easy job. And report's job isn't difficult.
Perfect. Very good. Yes. So, really? Let's go to the student's book now. Student's book. Page 61. Gabo, what can you see in the picture?
They're in the kitchen.
They are in the
kitchen
dining room, kitchen and dining room.
and dining room. Yes, is 2 women, 2 men.
We have 2 men and 2 women. It's an Asian family. What are they doing? What's this family doing?
Perdón, profe.
What is the family doing in the picture?
Breakfast.
Eat? Is it comer? Eat?
They are
The family
eating
celebrating? No.
breakfast or lunch. Yeah, fantastic.
Breakfast.
Maybe breakfast because the sun is shining. Okay, excellent, very good. Mauricio, so let's listen and practice the conversation. Pay attention to this conversation. It's important to pay attention in the pronunciation. Okay? Pay attention to the pronunciation.
Pronunciations, okay.
Page 61. Exercise 6. Conversation. We always have green tea. Listen and practice.
What is a typical Japanese breakfast, Kaito?
Well, we usually have fish, rice, and soup.
Fish for breakfast? That's interesting.
Oh, it's really good. Sometimes we have a salad too, but we never have coffee.
Really? What do you have?
We always have green tea.
I love green tea.
Listen, my family usually has a Japanese-style breakfast on weekends. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday?
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
Perfect, guys. Questions with vocabulary?
No questions.
Okay, excellent. Very good. Oscar, what does Kaito usually have for breakfast?
Fish, rice, and soup.
And soup.
And soup.
Yes, perfect. There are sometimes when they have something different and there is something they never drink. Miroslava, what does Kaito's family never drink?
We are have green tea.
Yes, but what don't they drink?
Drink.
They never drink what?
The weekend.
Pay attention to my question. Sometimes they have salad, but they never
Sometime.
drink something. Why? What? Sorry, what they never drink? Gabo?
No.
Coffee.
Yes, they never drink coffee. She says, but we never have coffee. Well, yes, have coffee, but the verb for coffee is drink. They never drink coffee. Gabo, they never drink coffee. Why?
I love green tea.
They drink tea. They drink green tea. Yes, perfect. Brian, does Eva like green tea?
Yes.
Yes. She says, I love green tea. Perfect.
I love green tea.
Jesus, Kaito invites Eva to her house on Sunday. What for?
What for? And family.
He invites.
Family usually invite.
Yes. Kaito invites Eva. What for?
Have guarantee.
Yes, to have drink green tea or breakfast because he says, listen, my family usually has a Japanese style breakfast on weekends. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday? Yes, fantastic. Very good. Let's practice the conversation. I need a volunteer, a woman. I need a woman volunteer.
Yo. And yo.
Okay,
I am.
Miros. And I
I am.
need a man's volunteer.
Yo.
Maurice.
Gabo.
No, okay.
Okay, Gabo. Miros and Gabo, Iva and Kaito. Let's practice the conversation. Read out loud. 3, 2, go.
What is a typical Japanese breakfast, Kyoto?
Well, we usually have fish, rice, and soup.
Fish for breakfast. This is interesting.
Oh, it's really good. Sometimes we have a salad too, but we never have coffee.
Really? What did you have?
We always have green tea.
I love green tea.
Listen, my family usually has Japanese-style breakfast on weekends. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday?
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
Okay, perfect, guys. Very good. Miros,
Mike.
remember,
Okay.
Typical.
Yes, Gabo, Japanese style breakfast. Japanese style breakfast.
Japanese-style breakfast.
And why?
Why? Justo
Why
lo que te iba a preguntar. Why always have green tea?
Okay, perfect. Very good. So it's time to continue, guys. Grammar, focus. In this case, we have the adverbs of frequency or frequency adverbs. We have frequency adverbs in this list. Let's listen to the audio.
Page 61. Exercise 7. Grammar focus. Adverbs of frequency.
I always eat breakfast.
I usually eat breakfast.
I often eat breakfast.
I sometimes eat breakfast.
I hardly ever eat breakfast.
I never eat breakfast.
Sometimes I eat breakfast.
Do you ever have fish for breakfast?
Yes, I always do.
Sometimes I do.
No, I never do.
Always. Usually. Often. Sometimes. Hardly ever. Never.
Well, we have the list of some frequency adverbs representing 100% of the times. We say always. For example, I always sleep. It's an activity. I never miss. I always do. Never represents 0% of the times. In the middle, we have some other frequency adverbs like usually is a little less than always, often, sometimes, and hardly ever. Very difficult. It happens hardly ever. Then we have subject. After the subject, frequency adverb. I always, I usually, I often, I sometimes, I hardly ever, or I never. And then the verb in simple form in this case, because it's present, I always eat. I usually eat, depending on the frequency of this activity. In this case, eat breakfast. So the frequency adverb is in the middle of the subject and the verb. It's possible to use sometimes in a different position at the beginning of the sentence. Sometimes I eat breakfast. It's a different position. It's possible. In the question, the position of the frequency adverb is exactly the same. In the middle of the subject, you, and the verb have. Do you ever have fish for breakfast? Yes, I always do. No, I never do. Or the possibility sometimes at the beginning. Sometimes I do. Remember, these adverbs express the frequency of an action. Take a shower every day. So I always take a shower. Usually, it's like very common, but not always. I usually drink coffee in my breakfast. Often is the next frequency adverb. For example, I often eat bread. Not always, not usually, but oftenly or often. I often eat bread with my coffee. Sometimes it's like 50-50, 50% of the times. I sometimes go out for work. Only Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes Wednesday. So I sometimes go out for work. Sometimes I go out for work. Hardly ever. Very difficult to happen. I hardly ever drink alcohol. And never 0% of the times. I never eat rat. I never eat rat. Okay? This is the idea. Perfect. Questions, guys. Now, in exercise A, we have to put the adverbs in the correct places. So we have to write the sentences in our notebooks. In number 1, the example, we have usually. The original question is do you have a big breakfast? We have to include
Usually.
the
Usually.
adverb usually. So usually, remember, is in the middle of the subject and the verb is the correct position of the adverb. So we have to write on our notebooks, do you usually, the frequency adverb, have verb, a big breakfast? Question mark. Do you usually have a big breakfast? Then in the second, always, ever, sometimes, often, and hardly ever. So please rewrite the conversation on your notebook using the frequency adverbs. Work individually on this activity. We will check in 3 minutes. Hurry up. Okay, so Miros, letter B.
B. Puse, will one day I have big defects always with my friends.
Okay, remember what's the position of the frequency adverb? The position of the frequency adverb is in the middle of the subject and the verb. So let's identify subject, I, verb, have. A
Sí.
big breakfast with my friends is not a subject. So in the middle of the subject and the verb is here. Well, on Sunday, I
Sunday.
always have a big breakfast
Right.
with my friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Gabo, next.
Do you ever eat breakfast at work on weekdays?
Yes, in the middle of the subject, you, and the verb eat. Do you ever eat breakfast at work on weekdays? Perfect. Brian, next.
Yes. Yes, I sometimes have breakfast at the office restaurant.
Okay, yes. I sometimes have breakfast at the office restaurant. In this case, sometimes is possible at the beginning of the sentence. Another option is yes, sometimes I have breakfast at the office restaurant. Perfect. Next, Nelly.
Do you eat often eat breakfast at your desk?
Okay, Nelly, in the middle of the subject, you, and the
You
verb eat. So do you
eat. Okay.
often eat? Mauricio, next.
Mm, no, no, hardly ever I eat breakfast at my desk.
Okay, is in the middle of subject I and verb eat. So the answer is no. I hardly ever eat breakfast at my desk.
Okay. No, hardly ever I eat breakfast at my desk.
No, I
Okay.
hardly ever eat.
Okay.
So remember, no, I hardly ever eat. Repeat.
No, I hardly ever eat
Yes,
breakfast
fantastic.
at my desk.
Perfect. Well, next exercise, guys. On a scramble, the sentences. So in this case, we have I have hardly ever beef for lunch. So obviously, in the sentence, we need subject. So the subject is I. This is my number 1. I. Then the frequency adverb. In this case, hardly ever is my number 2. I hardly ever. Number 2. Then I need the verb. Have. The verb is number 3. Then what? The object, the direct object. What do you have? Oh, beef. Beef is the object of this verb, of this sentence, is number 4. And then my complement for lunch is number 5. So I have in my sentence, number 1, I, number 2, hardly ever, number 3, verb have, number 4, object, number 5, complement. I hardly ever have beef for lunch. So the number 1 in sentence 2 is I, is my subject. Yes. Then number 3, I is my subject. And number 4, I is my subject. These are my number 1 for these sentences. So continue. Complete the sentences on your notebook. Okay, Nelly, number 2. What do you have for number 2?
I never eat snacks with watch TV.
When I watch TV.
When I watch TV.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Mauricio, number 3.
Sorry. Number 3. I eat eggs for breakfast sometimes.
The position of the frequency adverb is in the middle of the subject and the verb. So
Okay.
this is I sometimes eat eggs for breakfast. Or
Okay.
possibility at the beginning. Sometimes I eat for eggs for breakfast. Jesus, number 4.
Okay.
Number 4, I with my family usually dinner.
Dinner. Okay. So what is your frequency adverb? Which one is your frequency adverb?
I usually with my family
I usually
dinner.
have.
Have
I usually have.
dinner
I usually have dinner with my family.
with my family. I usually have my family
No.
dinner.
Have. No.
I usually have
I used to
I
have
usually
dinner
have
with my
dinner
family.
with my family.
Dinner with my family.
With my family.
Mhm.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, page 62. Listening activity. Carrots are my favorite. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check. Often, sometimes, or never. So we have different kinds of food. Noodles, chicken, fish, eggs, and carrots. Victoria, how often does she eat noodles? How often does she eat chicken? How often does she eat fish, eggs, or carrots? Number 1 is the example. Noodles. She often eats noodles. Pay attention.
Page 62. Exercise 8. Listening. Carrots are my favorite. Part A. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check often sometimes, or never.
So, what looks good, Victoria?
I don't know yet.
Well, the soup is really good. Do you like noodles?
Oh, yeah. I often eat noodles for lunch.
So I often eat noodles for lunch. Noodles, often. Continue with chicken, fish, eggs, and carrots. Often, sometimes, or never. Pay attention.
I just don't want them tonight.
Okay, well, the chicken is great here. How about that?
Oh, no. I never eat chicken. I don't like meat.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I have fish or eggs, but I never eat chicken or beef.
So, do you eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes. Carrots are my favorite. I often have some in the afternoon for a snack.
Okay, second listening to confirm your answers.
Page 62. Exercise 8. Listening. Carrots are my favorite. Part A. Devon and Victoria are talking about food. How often does Victoria eat these foods? Listen and check often, sometimes, or never.
So, what looks good, Victoria?
I don't know yet.
Well, the soup is really good. Do you like noodles?
Oh, yeah. I often eat noodles for lunch. I just don't want them tonight.
Okay, well, the chicken is great here. How about that?
Oh, no. I never eat chicken. I don't like meat.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes I have fish or eggs, but I never eat chicken or beef.
So, do you eat a lot of vegetables?
Yes. Carrots are my favorite. I often have some in the afternoon for a snack.
Okay, guys. So chicken, how often?
Never.
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 Fish,
Sometimes.
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 Eggs, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Times.
carrots,
Sometimes.
Often.
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 okay? So we have often, sometimes, and often. Perfect, guys. Very good. Let's continue now with the next activity. So, do you ever eat the foods in part A? Tell your classmates. So you have to make your list, your own list. Noodles, in my case, sometimes. Chicken, often. Fish, I think almost never. Eggs, often. Carrots, sometimes. Yes? So you have to complete the chart with your information, with real information about you. Okay, now that you have your lists and your sentences, it's time to share with a classmate.
¿No? Por lo regular.
A veces.
Mm.
Do you ever eat chicken?
Okay, I sometimes eat chicken.
I sometimes, okay.
Nelly sometimes eat
Sometimes.
fishing.
Yeah.
Nelly often eats eggs. Y Nelly sometimes eat carrots.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and you, Jesus, or Jesus, Jesus often, esto, Jesus, I never eat noodles,
Noodles. Uh-huh.
and
Do you ever eat the foods in the park? Eat? Gabo?
I often noodles. No. Sí, often noodles.
Ajá.
No, sometimes, never.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Mhm.
I often, no, I sometimes chicken.
Yes.
Okay. Miros, what can you tell me about Gabo? Miros, tell me about Gabo, please. Your microphone is off, Miros. Okay, Miros is sleeping. So Gabo, tell me about Miros.
She eat
Frequency
never
answer.
noodles.
She never eats.
She never eats. She never eats noodles. She never no. She often chicken.
She often what?
She often chicken.
She often. I need a verb.
Eat. Excuse me.
She often eats noodles.
She often eats noodles.
Uh-huh.
No.
Perfect. Thank you. Nelly, tell me about Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus, I never, I never not eat noodles.
Okay, so
And
Jesus never eats. noodles.
never eats.
Yes.
And Jesus of often eats chicken.
Uh-huh.
Jesus often eats fish.
Okay.
Jesus sometimes eats the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus eggs. Jesus sometimes eats carrots.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much, Nelly. Mm-hmm. We don't have more time, guys. That would be all for today. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next class. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.